First of all, I want to welcome you. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your Rebirth Sunday with us. I have had some technical difficulties getting the rebroadcast of the revival up. I will tell you that it will be a little bit of a longer uh, uh, First of all, I want to welcome you. Thank you so much for choosing to When I tell you it's been all kind, it will be an extended version because I'm rebroadcasting the revival because of the time and the season, such as this that we are in. And so my intention is to allow that to play. You stay as long as you can, and I do understand. And so we will broadcast this for you. And I the word is still fresh. Make no mistake about it, that the word is fresh. And so for this wisdom, what better wisdom than to have the revival of four women who are coming in, bringing a word through the seven last words energy. So at the end will be the seven last words exercise, and it will be useful to you to see where in your life are you able to move through those seven last words and transcend and ascend and resurrect the desires of your own heart. So happy resurrection to all of you. While this is not a traditional celebration, that's very much intentional. So, out of respect for your time, we were giving people an opportunity to load into the room and get stationary. I'm sure that there will be others who will be joining us. So if you could just take a moment right where you are. I'm looking to see where so that we can just say it's a not prayer. Sharing my screen for some reason. Okay, here we go. Just can you all see my screen? In through your nose and out through your mouth. Recognizing that with this breath, we are connected to the one power, the one mind, the one source of everything, of all things. And together we are here in the consciousness of she is risen. We bring our mother, father, God energy to our minds right here, right now, to this power, that it will be that we will be a vessel and that you all will be the containers to be activated so that you too can be lifted. We call on the energies from the north, the south, the east, the west. We call on our great cosmic mothers and ancestors and cousins and sacred beings who walk with us, our angelic council. We call on these energies to be the force, be the spokesperson today. We decrease us so that we can increase more of thee. We know that in doing this, we are calling on the holy I am. Holy I am, holy I am, holy I am. We call on the holy I am, knowing that in each of us, we bring this light of consciousness, Christ consciousness, love consciousness, and most of all, we are connecting with the great ancient mother. And so we come in honor of the mother in us all. We let it be so, and so it is. And so I welcome you today, and I do want to go on and kind of get started because I want to do a little bit of a disclaimer. I want you to suspend any of the traditional positions you may have held. There's a reason why we are doing this. I'll give you a little bit of background. I was lucky enough to come from a faith community that did 7 sisters and 7 sayings. I have to give honor to the elders who taught me that it was okay to acknowledge how pivotal the woman is in the whole Christ story. And I intentionally say it in the Christ story, because the Christ consciousness is beyond just what we have known it as Jesus, our elder brother, our savior, or any of that. And it's a story that absolutely has been usurped by the energy of Isis. Look it up when you get a chance. We have been the secret of every major religion. Every major religion honors us and calls it another name. And so we're in a season and a time to call her by name. By calling her by name, we're calling forth the energy in ourselves to rise up. We also acknowledge that as practitioners, we heard from so many of you that you were at home suffering in silence because of the stress of last year. So there's been so much grief and loss, just carrying on from 2020. And the years that we have ahead of us are not much different in terms of what could happen. We don't know yet. However, no matter what chaos is forecasted, whatever it has been weighing down our families, the minds of people, this total solar eclipse that is happening, everything is being made new. When we had 7 planets in retrograde last year, our lives, many lives were topsy-turvy, and we tried to go back to normal or tried to make sense of things. And we're hearing the rates of depression, the rates of mental crisis from people who have tools. And some of you may have forgotten because you have been on the fence with using your tools and being the one who is different, being the one who is called in your bloodline to remember, being the one in your bloodline to atone, not just for what was done to us in the collective consciousness, but what has been done even in our own bloodline, the work that it has required. And so the idea of hearing that you have to do more work, there's been so many people who have been shutting down, hiding, running, waiting to be saved, waiting for a government to govern your mental, when this is a season where you can see self-sufficiency is everything. And when we talk about this Christ consciousness, how many of you have been doing the same old thing over and over again? Well, repetition is not just the mother of skill. It also creates a level of mind control. And the only one that can do it is you. So I want to go back to the screen share. That is the welcome. That's the disclaimer, because you're going to hear from the voices of oracles. You're going to hear from the voices of those who are midwives, those who have done their work in other ways. You're going to hear from some extraordinary things. And so I want you to suspend your discomfort for a moment and to open your hearts, open your mind. Our intention is to love on you. Our intention is to call forth the parts of your Akashic record that already know this, even when you pretend like you don't know. This is this is our intention. Our intention is literally to be a vessel, not because we wanted to, because our lives have been touched just like yours. And I can't speak for all my sisters. I'm sure they'll speak for themselves. There's times when I've wanted to say, you can have it back. You can have the assignment back. You ever gave assignment back to the teacher and say, forget it, give me the 0? There have been a couple of times when I've done that, but it doesn't last long. And so we want it not to last so long for you, because you got to know that the ancient mother has risen energetically on the planet, and she's doing the work. She's just like a mother. When you have found out something that needs discipline, you rise up. You rise up when somebody's messed with your children for long enough. You rise up when you know better and you just can't take it. You rise up when there's injustice. You rise up. Whatever causes you to rise up, we encourage you to rise today, and so that you can remember and be ready for whatever is coming, that you will know how to become the priestess of your own household. And so that is my wish for you today. And so if you're just coming into the room, hopefully I've let everybody in. I probably should give one of my sisters co-host privileges so that they can assist me while I get used for a few minutes here. So those of you who don't know, I am LaTanya Taylor, affectionately known as the Rev Coach, the Juicy Spirit Mama, the Priestess of Purpose, Pleasure, Passion, and Profits. And some of you already know the work that I have done through the Rebirth umbrella of services. But today I'm coming to you to lay the groundwork for who is she? For who is she? And you know, the audacity to be able to talk to you a little bit about who is she, right? Like, who is she? Who does she think she is, right? Who does she even think she is to be doing this? I cannot tell you how long it took me even to get off my own fence. And I've been hearing for a long time that this was the work that I had to do. And my sisters will tell you, when we were praying, I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do anything this year. And I cannot tell you how juicy, many of you know me from the work of Juicy and Rebirthing Your Juicy and me writing the book. That's where my journey started. My journey started in my time of need. My journey started when I had questions that didn't make sense. I am a metaphysician. I'm ordained to serve in a Baptist pulpit as well. Was preaching. I was doing coaching. And when life happened, I just couldn't understand the messages and why I was experiencing what I was experiencing. So I began to talk to my womb. And not only did I begin to talk to my womb, because when you are called to be the generational curse breaker, so to speak, you could look like the black sheep, or you could look like the disruptor, or you could be the doormat. You could be the sacrificial lamb. You could be prodigal. And I've been all of them at different times because of my own story. And so one of the things that I grew up with was a lot of disconnect with the mother. Many people who are called to the mother have had a mother wound. Many people who are called to do the work of the mother run from women who are in authority because you have unhealed mother wounds. And just like there's a mother wound, there's a mother shift. And I've done a session on this mother shift. We're in the season of the mother right now. And whereas you may have seen, those of you who are millennials, you may have seen a season where it looked like the whore was winning. Let's just talk. I'm getting to who is she. I want to lay the foundation of who is she, because it looked like everybody who was strippers, and we got women who with the lace fronts and the you know, no disrespect to anybody, but with other people who identify as others dressing us and informing our fashion. We progressed from that. Now people saying that the young ladies saying that they want the soft life. But the soft life is another thing that's just trending to avoid responsibility, avoid being the magic that you are. It's just somebody to take care of me and I don't have to do anything. Then there's a movement happening where there are other young women who are millennials and Gen Zers who are absolutely angry as hell with their mothers. Yet it's the season of the mother. We see that women and the human rights of women are at the forefront. The exposure in the entertainment industry that is happening is for the atrocities that have been happening for years, all the way back to the Supremes and Motown. This is not new. And it's not just us. They were taught by their handlers. We see that, but are you entertained by it? Are you following it? Are you horrified in disbelief that your idols, the entertainers that are assigned to the king's court to be the entertainment, that's a part of spiritual warfare. And it always has been. The king would always hire entertainers and those who would dance and belly dance and do different things. And this is how we got into the energy of the tantress and the temptress, and they're different. They are all different. So there's many she's, but the first she that we get to start with is this one. Because when you start to trace through the womb, through the needs that you want met and the desires of your heart. How have you been taught? Who was the model for you? Who is this she? I want to propose to you that as we go along and we talk about these things, it's not just to be controversial. It's to be aware and to be alert. Because what we see happening on the planet is the energy of the mother. The ancients already forecasted that we were moving not into the year of the woman. A lot of people heard that in churches and popular trending sites, the year of the woman. This is the age of the woman. The matriarchy has returned, but we should also ask what happened to the matriarchs? What happened to the matriarchs in your family? How has woman been defined in your family? And why is it that when we talk about the women in the Bible, we start and we praise and we celebrate Easter in code? She's codified. Why is it that Easter is codified? You're another secret. Every holiday traces back to you, to the mother, to the divine woman, the Holy Grail. Why has she been codified? With bunnies and eggs. And then when the people who get sanctimonious say, well, I don't celebrate that, that's pagan holidays. But where did the pagans get it from? I propose to you that we're in a season where we have to understand what's happening even through the waters, through nature. Mother is speaking. Have you noticed how many, when you scroll on TikTok and Instagram, how many cruise ships have gone under? How many sightings of different types of animal? Why now? Why the waters? So put your phone on mute if you just came in. And so when we talk about this season, Trina, put your phone on mute, baby. Put your phone on mute. Everybody, let me see if I can.
He was a priest.
Keep talking, and I'll be here. Okay.
Now it's time to exercise your knowledge.
When we look at this time and when we look at this season, it's always going to be like this. There'll be interference that will come through the cell phones. It'll be interference that'll come through the media. It's the lady in the red dress in the Matrix. When Morpheus was showing Neo how the codes work, this is not just for entertainment. It'll always be that. And we'll get distracted for a moment. But when you have your foundation laid, I want to propose to you, when we look at what's happening in nature, what's happening in politics, what's happening in the entertainment industry, all of this year of exposure, it's important for you to know she, because she is you. Your waters have been troubled probably since 2020, on and off. There are people who are admitting and making videos that they rushed to get back outside as soon as outside opened, and then thrown off last year with all the cosmic occurrences. This is not just hocus pocus zodiac talk. How many of you can feel it? Put it in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you've been feeling it. Because what we've been calling depression, what we've been calling anxiety, what we've been calling perimenopause, what we've been calling all these different things. How many of you stopped in to check in on ascension symptoms? Our DNA is being upgraded, and what a time in a season to be alive, because you were chosen through all of the odds of whatever you've been through to be here in this time and in this season. You were the one who was chosen to hear this sacred call. Why? Because she, for me, represents sacred holistic expansion. Sacred, holistic expansion. Sacred because the word sacred, the origin and the etymology means secret. The best kept secret on the planet is the one that you have been walking all around, looking in the mirror, looking for help, trying to do right, be a good girl, get it right, put on your superwoman cape, be stressed out, but don't tell anybody, do extra, don't ask for support. You are the best kept secret. You've been told that your sacred herbs and being close to the land is witchcraft. You've been told that you have a biological timeline that the doctors that you go to didn't even study yours. You were not even the prototype. This is documented. You're not the prototype for medicine of any kind, because your medicine came from an ancient system that many of us were taught to reject. I sometimes ask myself, why did it take me this long to know these things? And I'm sure you have too. So the secret has been kept from you. And if you have been studying in secret, if you have been pretending like you don't know that you don't know, then you are keeping the secret about your power. That just like it has evolved to a name, a Jesus narrative and a Jesus story, if you try to take someone's Jesus from them, we get to see the bloody wars that are caused in the name of Jesus. The name calling, the judgmentalness, the nastiness through religion of men under patriarchy. But in the ancient mother, what happened? How did Isis become Jesus? That's your assignment. Because in the she formula of sacred is holistic. We have to start to look at our lives holistically, and everything that we've been taught is up, is down, in and out, even the directions, the maps. It has been forecasted. Did you know that even when we talk about melanated women, that we were never called witches? We were sibyls. We were priests and priestess. We were mothers, nanas, ias. That is a colonized word as well. And if our womanhood has been colonized, our holistic expansion means that we have to open ourselves, mind, body, spirit, and soul. When our Akashic is being upgraded, we are the ones to say yes. So my closing with you today is, y'all know I love to teach on the yes, the power of yes. Because so many people are teaching on how powerful it is to say no and to put up boundaries, till some of us have begun to lock ourselves in under these boundaries. And that we don't believe in interdependence and community. We put our children out early. Many of us were Gen Xers. We know a little bit about having to fend for ourselves. And now we birthed a generation that is a little different. Let's just say that. Or they birthed a generation, because it skips. And so we forgot. We think it's some type of badge of honor to not have to ask someone for anything. When we are moving into a season economically where we're going to have to expand again and return to the basics, to the land. Well, you say, what does this have to do with she has risen? Because the truth may piss you off, but it will set you free. And speaking of which, there will be some of us who do not want to be free. Some of you may say, I don't want to do all that. Just let me work a job. Let me do what the government tells me to do. Let me get the shots they tell me to get. Let me follow, let me pay bills. Let me do all of these things when there's so many other things that's available to me. How? Holistic. A holistic view. And expansion. The E is for expansion. You know, there's a prayer of the Jabez that's called enlarge my territory and let it be a blessing to me. How many of you want your territory enlarged, or you say you got too much on your plate? Well, what leaders do is, instead of talking and complaining about the plate, is because you're the one. You ask for a bigger plate. She's risen in you. You may have gone through what you've gone through because it's time for your sacred holistic expansion. And today, rather than the traditional 7 last words, I want you to stick around to the end, because I'm going to give you the opportunity to do an exercise to take yourself off of the cross. And today, what you'll get a chance to hear from each of our sisters. I'm going to try to play a little something to bring them on as I present to you, because I'm getting ready to pass the mic just because of time. Of course, there is more where this came from, because she is you, she is you, she is you. You are the best kept secret. You are the Holy Grail. We got people writing books about it now. We got the Sibyl's book. We have evidence. There's videos. There's no reason for you not to know who she is. But when you call to her, when I started my story, I said I started to talk to my womb. That's how I got to Juicy. But what I didn't tell you is when I had my mother womb, I knew that I had been deemed as the girl who talked back. I became a little demonized with that, and I was tired of that, because nobody could see my heart and my sensitivity and my spiritual gifts. And I had started to do the work on myself, and I got tools and all of that. But that didn't necessarily change everybody or anybody in my family or their view. And my mother was talking to me so rough one day, and I almost wanted to just give it back to her. And something said, because I had been talking to my own womb, to talk to your grandmother. If I'm my ancestors' wildest dream, then that means that when I say that I am, I'm calling on all of those ancestors too. And I began to call my grandmother by name, and I said, Mama, Granny, I don't want to disrespect your daughter. Help me with her. I talked to my mother the next day. She called me. She said, my mother came to me in a dream. And she said, I don't want to be fussing with you, baby. I'm so sorry, I was wrong. That was years ago. Years ago. The reason why you have to know that who is she and she is you is because there will be times when you have to be the mother to the little girl of your mother, in your mother. There will be times when you will have to be the priest of your whole household and your community, even when they don't want to hear from you for what is coming. You have to know that you are she. I am she. I'm not my sister's keeper. I am she. And I'm prepared to pass to my sister. Next up is your beloved sister, Latoya Robinson. And she's going to bring to you Daughter of the Earth and tell you a little bit about what she does.
Greetings, my sisters. Thank you so much for being here and answering the call. I am a daughter of the earth, just as you are. I have a deep connection to the dark mother, the dark matter that oozes from the earth. We communicate from the dark soil. The soil is mama to me. I am an educator, a passionate educator, and a cultural custodian. And I use my gifts as a spiritual strategist and advisor, and I bring transformation into learning communities in the educational landscape. And I also guide educators to go from burnout to bliss out, because the mental health crisis that we're experiencing as women and what's happening in the educational landscape is beyond alarm. It is It's beyond what we even know and what we're seeing around us. It's horrifying, actually. So I use my spiritual gifts and my healing modalities, cross-cultural healing modalities, to shift the growth mindset for educators, professionals, and high achievers. And I do that because I've been there before. I've been the one who has been looking outside of myself, seeking external validation. And it caused a great deal of challenges with my health by doing that. So the mother was the one that got me still so that I can go in to celebrate and rejoice in her. So I share a message with you that was channeled through me from who I call Ija, the Great Mother. What will it take for you to restore your trust in me, my daughter? The essence of who I am, what I am, oozes through you, my daughter. Yet you seek your truth outside of yourself, outside of me. Time and time again, you've been shown that the outer world is temporary, transient, yet your faith is rooted in only what your physical eyes can see. Your faith is lucid. Your faith is not firm in me. When you see me, you do not acknowledge me. You rush past me. I speak softly to you in your heart. Again, what will it take for you to hear me? I have tables and spaces prepared for you. All you must do is call on me, and I shall rise up in you. You say you want easy. I show you the easy way, but you doubt easy. Are you truly ready as you say that you are? I come to you in clarity through the gentle breezes. The universe is my domain. The earth, my daughter, is yours. I have made your home rich and wealthy. You have an abundant supply of everything you desire. All the food, plants, medicine, water, stillness, beauty, even the magic, mystic powers, treasure troves. Your mind can't even conceive the immense bounty I have created for you. So, my daughter, what will it take for you to restore your trust in yourself and in me? We are one and the same. Your physical eyes can deceive you. Your first eye, what you call your third eye, sees everything. Because my powers were obliterated for a short period, you have experienced the arrested developments in your spiritual evolution. I say to you, my daughter, you can now relinquish the old paradigms that were imprinted in those that you chose to take on, surrendering to a new way, my way, our way, a new way of being. It doesn't require much from you, like the imperialist system, which was an elusive system. It is falling away. What I ask of you is to acknowledge me and trust me, simply by saying, thank you, Mother. Bless me with your prayers and praise, and I am surely to return blessings upon you, manifold 10 times over. That is a channel message from Ija, whom I call Ija, Great Mother Earth. Now, she is known by many names, and the way you get to her name for you is to go within your heart, sit in stillness, and she will communicate with you. So the areas that I'm called to focus on is our disconnection from the earth, because we have been taught to seek outside validation and to prove our worth. We've been told that we have to work harder, especially as Black women. We have to work 10 times harder, 10 times over. We have to get many degrees, multiple titles, we have to work ourselves into pulverizing our spirits, our souls inside of institutions, not just in the workplace, in our careers, also in our homes, in our families, in our friendships, where we lose ourselves. And because we are disconnected from the earth, the matter of the earth, the connection to our food, the connection to our medicine that helps us to slow down, to be still, we have brought on a lot of discord in our bodies because of the genetic imprint that has been passed on to us by our mothers. And now the mother is saying that we can do something different. And it starts with looking within ourselves first. Some of you probably already have this, a meditative practice. You have a spiritual practice, a spiritual devotion. But what the mother is saying to you right now, to us right now, it is time to level that up. Because we can be so heavenly bound and no earthly good by doing something that is very rote. We have a meditation, but are we doing it, or but are we being in it? And sometimes just being in that stillness, listening for the message, listening to the mother, that's all she is asking us to do. We don't always have to have crystals. We don't always have to have singing bowls. While all of that is, we love those things because we're women, we like beauty. But the altar space is you. And the mother is saying, resurrect the altar within yourself. That's where she's saying, go within your heart. And think about when you see earth, your body is the exact replica of earth. You have fluids, you have matter, you have water, you have different types of water. So when we think about the mother that is inside of us, we think about Yemoja, and she's one of many. Yemoja is the amniotic fluid that flows through us, especially when we've been birthed, we set an amniotic fluid in our gestation period as we were growing in our mother's womb. We came here in the energy of Yemoja. We also carry the fluids in our wombs through the sacred waters of Oshun. When we think about our breath, our lungs, that is the energy of Oya. So everything that is in nature is inside of our bodies. So when our connection to the earth, being in earth, now they have a whole movement, I think, that's called grounding. Like there's a lot of studies that are out there about grounding, and it's a trending topic now, grounding. But we've been doing this since it's in our genetic memory. This is not new. It's new now so that we can remember, but we've always been doing this culturally. We've always been doing, that's the ancient technology of grounding to connect with Mother Earth. So when we experience the stressors of life, touch the earth, put our feet on the earth, sit on the earth, put your yoni on the earth. And some people, I'm from the country, I'm a country lady. So I grew up on a farm. So I've heard stories about how we used to put our pee to deter the deer, but that pee gives nitrogen and it gives minerals back to the soil to help our food grow. Even our excrement is fertilizer for the food, even our menstrual blood, giving it back to the earth. But we have gotten so far away from that some of you in this moment might be thinking like you may be feeling disgusted in your mind, in your body, but that's what your big mamas used to do. So all of the challenges and diseases and discords and health issues and mental health challenges that we have today, my grandmother didn't have that. And she was 91. One of my grandmothers was 96 years old. And the only thing that woman took was a Tylenol pill. She would take her prescriptions, the little slips that the doctors would give her. She would send us to the drugstore to fill the prescription, and them pills would sit there. And she would tell her doctors, yeah, I took them pills, but she never took those pills. She took her herbs, she took her vitamins, but she did not take that medicine. She cooked her own food and she ate pork. She fried chicken, but she lived from the land. And she was a medicine woman. So I owe that to her. I will always have reverence for her in teaching me how to be a daughter of the earth and having respect to the land, because she was the one that taught me how to work the herbs, how to grow food, how to cook food. And that's something that we as women, especially those us melanated women, we're politically designated as Black. Black is a political designation. I'm sure you're aware of that. If you're not, that's a political designation. We are cosmic. We are sovereign. But anyway, the nutrients, the medicine, the way we used to keep house, that has been ostracized from us. Now the mother is saying, reclaim this back so you can restore your health, your overall health, your spiritual health, your physical health, your mental health. Grow your own food. If you can't grow your own food, partner with somebody who can. There's so many ways that we can honor the mother by giving back to the earth, growing our own food, homesteading, feeding the earth. There's so many ways that we can do that. And it's not just going to, the Whole Foods, partnering with the co-ops. You can do it for yourself. And that's what the mother is saying. Be sovereign, do it for yourself. And when I'm saying yourself, from your own authority, your own inner authority, and then you can tribe up with other people to do this. So the other point is the disconnect that we have from Mother Earth that has led us to the dis-ease with our mental health and our overall health. Depression is one of the primary causes. Depression and stress among Black women is one of the primary causes of all health challenges that Black women experience today. And it's very sad to me because their stroke rates among Black women this was an article that was published back in 2020, maybe 2019 or 2021. I can't remember the year, but the ages of 40 to 52, those are the ages where Black women have the highest rates of stroke. And I'm wondering, why is this, what's happening? And it's because we're not connected to our truth. We're doing everything that this system of racism, white supremacy has imposed on us. We have not allowed ourselves the time to sit down, to be still, to trust ourselves, to really even get to know who we are. And connecting, being in the earth, that's what helps us to ground. And soil, they say that soil is a way that can cure depression. And I want to be mindful of using the word cure, because I don't know who's on the call. And I know that some people, I know that the medical establishment gets upset when we use cure and heal. But for the sake of this call, I'm going to say cure. Soil, playing in that soil, going outside and playing in that dirt will heal your depression. I am a testament to that. So keep in mind that you are deeply connected to the earth. You are not separate from the earth. The earth is in you. When you think about the mountains, think about that's the seat of your highest self, your highest, most holy self. The mountains is the highest form of earth matter on the earth. That's where you seat. That's where you are seated. And in the pineal gland is where the great mother is housed, in your pineal gland. So whenever you think about the mountains, whenever you think about your mind, don't allow your ego to deter you from your connection with the mother. Go past that and go to your pineal, go into your heart, go into your womb. All of you is the mother. And another point I would like to make is we are talking about the disconnection from our disconnection from the earth is one of the things that there was a study that was done by NYU that talked about depression and mental health challenges and why it's more challenging to find it in Black women. What they found was Black women have what's called anhedonia, and that is the inability to experience pleasure. We're not playing. We're not playing with ourselves. We're not playing in the world. We're not playing in the earth. We have lost that magical girl child who used to like to go out and blow bubbles. We have not allowed ourselves to be steeped in pleasure, and that has led us to the depression in our spirits, because we are looking for a savior that does not look like us, that is not shaped like us, that has nothing to do with us. That ain't even our business. The business of the mother, the resurrection of the mother in us, in me, in you, that's our business to stand on in this season, because she ain't going nowhere. So you either do it or not. But the anhedonia is the experience of the inability to experience pleasure. And I was quite baffled by that, because I'm not really big, as my sister will tell you, I'm not the social media expert, but I'm very well connected in the community and with educators who look good. They have all the titles. They smell good. They are well polished. They present well. They speak well. They have every credential you name. They have an altar on their shelves with all of their certifications, but they are not experiencing pleasure. And to hear the word pleasure, what does that really do to the mind? Does it take you into doubt? Does it take you into fear? Do you question whether this is something that you can actually have? Because it's our mother's pleasure for us to live as sovereign, to live in free will in this earth that she has gifted us. It's her pleasure to give us all of this. The Father has provided the provisions, and it is her pleasure because she has given it to us so abundantly. So when I think about our disconnect, it is because we continue to seek external validation, because our mothers have told us, have ostracized us, we've gotten in trouble. So that can look like many different things depending on the mother you had. But we've been critiqued because we weren't smart enough. We didn't have what was right. We didn't show up the way that people thought we should show up. We have internalized all of that judgment, and we put everything outside of ourselves. But the truth of the matter is, your purpose, your power, your majesty, your earth magic, your connection to the mother is housed inside of you. And she's really just calling you back to yourself. So many of us say we want the soft life. We want help. When help shows up, what do? We find a way to say, oh, I got this. And a case in point is I visited my sister in LA, and I saw how she rips and runs, and was very busy, and we had gone shopping. And I'm sure you can relate to this because I've done this and many of us do this. Something simple as, do you need help with those bags? Oh no, I got it. But it's like there are 4 hands right here. You got 7 bags. You're gonna carry all 7 bags by yourself. The help is right here and it's easy, but I got this. So if we continue to say, I got this on my own, there's no way that you can, the reclamation and the restoration that you're really calling for, it can't come in. The mother is simple. She is easy. She is easy, and she lives right within you. The mother lives right within you. So I would like to close with reclaiming your rights to the land. So years ago, let me see, 500 years ago, we've been told the story that our people came from somewhere on slave ships, they tell us that our stories start as slaves. And I'll be damned, mine did not. Now that's another story that was imprinted as a student, and I'm an educator. So, we think we know everything because we teach people doing the stuff. Everybody comes to us. So I put myself in there as well. So I was thinking that was my story. And I tell you that the more I try to force myself to make that my truth, the sicker my spirit got, to the point where I did have to take antidepressant medication. And I gladly took them. But once I said, you know what, because my ancient mothers kept saying to me, do not forget about us. Do not forget about us. Because my big mama that I told you about, so when my sister Rev Coach talked about the mother womb, my big mama she taught me so many things, but she was a cause of a lot of the trauma. So was my mother. So I had to do a whole lot of healing. So my big mama, because she was a woman who did not speak the truth about anybody or anything, you had to figure it out, what was truth. She always said, well, baby, we Chickasaw. We Chickasaw. And I said, okay. So I'm like, well, maybe I'm part Native. But no, I am that I am because my ancestors are ancient Mississippian. And once I made that declaration to myself, my life started to be so much easier. And that's what I say to you. That is the start for reclaiming your sovereignty. Claim your own self as sovereign. You don't have to do it for nobody else. Nobody else has to be in the room with you. You don't need permission from not a nary person but yourself. Give this to yourself. Your sovereignty starts with you. Honor the fact that you are sovereign. That's the mindset shift that is required before you can even go into the process of becoming actually sovereign. It's a mindset shift. And I had to start with the mindset shift. And I'm so thankful that I did. And then the next thing in reclaiming my land is atoning my cognitive dissonance. I had to atone that the lies that was taught to me, that I believed them as my truth. And healing the mother womb, healing the father womb, because I come from a land of a lineage of agriculturalists. farmers and landowners. So it's in me just like it's in you. So I would say to you, connect with your family. If you're in connection with them, that land, the connection to the earth is in your family. If you're not connected with your family, reconnect with your family. Somebody in your family, there's an old elder who is waiting on you to give you your family's real story. The land is in your family. Let that be your safe space. Let that be your soft place to land. Let that be where you make your investments. These 401ks, we're already seeing these banks collapsing. You can make these investments back into your family's land, your family's family business. Go back to claim your land using what the resources that you already have. It's already there. It's in you. It's in your lineage. So that's the message from Ija, Divine Mother. I thank you for hearing me. I yield.
Thank you so much, Latoya. So next up, we get ready for our next presentation. Take a breath. We're going to go a little softer. She set it up for your sister, Yaya.
Thank you so very much. And wow, just listening to the medicine coming out of the hearts of Latoya. Thank you so much, Latoya, for the show. Thank you so much, Professor Robinson. Thank you all. Thank you all for being here in this container of love, this container of healing, this container of joy, this container of excitement. I'm really, really excited to come to you because I too have been hearing this call here in Mexico. My name is Sister Yaya, and I am a Caribbean energy healer. I am Jamaican and Haitian by ancestry, my parents. And I practice indigenous wisdom healing practices here in the heart of the Yucatan. And let me tell you, you have many brothers and sisters that know who we are here. When they see highly methylated people like me, they say, oh, my sister, my sister. They want to touch your hair. They want to take pictures. So let me tell you, there are masses of communities, pueblos, villages that are on this vibration. And here in the Yucatan, it's been the lie of soft Mayan mothering energy. And so we're going to talk about that this afternoon, a little bit about this softness. And a little bit, I want to share a little bit about my journey into coming into this soft era, or this softness as well, but it's a little different than what you might think. So first, I want to honor you for being here. Thank you so much for joining us. We are happy you are here. The Great Mother, she rejoices that you are here. I brought some mothers with me. I have Imoya. I asked her to come. The Great Mother of the Oceans. By the way, I live on the ocean, by the way. So if you see all my sisters, it's just right outside. I serve as guardians of the waters here in Sacred Yucatan, and also the fresh waters and the salt waters. And I serve as custodian, and we make prayers and rituals here. Because guess what? We're all connected by what? Water. We all come here in what? Water. We all thrive on what? The water. And so the work that we do here focuses on a lot of wound healing, generational curse breaking, because yes, you can break them. Yes, you can do it in this lifetime. Yes, you can be free. And we help people to do that. I brought with you two of the Mayan deities, indigenous mothers here. They're called Ixchel. Let me explain to you. Ixchel. This is Ixchel as, let's say, her maiden phase. You can see she's pregnant. And many of us are pregnant now. Maybe not physically, but you're pregnant with dreams, aspirations, goals, financial aspirations, travel. You're pregnant. This is part of the feminine energy. And you can see here there is a baby that she is birthing. This Ixchel represents the goddess of the moon, of fertility, of wisdom, of the craft, of the market. Sounds very familiar to other deities. And then we also have Ixchel in her crone phase. As you can see, she has the world in her hand. That means she's wise. You can see the serpent that is tied, that serves as her crown of wisdom. She knows everything. People see her as the great mother. She's been around for a long time, and wisdom and time is in her hands. These are just some of the indigenous mothers. I just wanted to bring in some of the energies that are here to support us, ladies, on our journeys into this softness, the softness that you crave. I also have the lovely Francisca. You may see the Francisca all around. She's in different colors, and she's great for things for the household, with money, with finance. She's a faithful great auntie. She's faithful. You call on Francisca, she's always there. So she wanted to come and join us in this presentation. So again, I want to welcome you, my angels of light from the Great Mother. Each and every one of you shine as a bright star. And so when I think about the soft space, the softness that we crave, it's almost an inner desire as an invitation to our higher self. And how do we get there? How do we get there? We get there through what Latanya just said, Professor Robinson just said: loss, struggle, pain. We get to that softness because so long we've been operating in a very hard way of moving. You got to do this, you got to do that. You got this time. We got to pay these bills. We got to go to school. I'm all degree. Like Professor Robinson said, I'm degreed up. I could take all my degrees and probably build a ship and sail away from here. I have so many. But when I realized that while education and all those things are great, it didn't teach me how to love myself. It didn't teach me how to have pleasure, like Professor Robinson talked about. It taught me how to be a better employee, how to work longer hours, how to get the overtime, get the awards at work. It taught me how to burn out. I mean, to a crisp. It taught me how to lose my mind when I was ready to go to a mental hospital. It didn't teach me how to save myself. See, the education of the people should always be for the preservation of the culture, for the well-being of the women, the children, the family, the community. This is how we learn as Indigenous people. So the soft life that you crave, and these past few months of us going through so many processes in our hearts, the depression, the anxiety, the sadness, the grief, oh my gosh, the grief, is really an ending of a phase. And an invitation from Great Mama to come here, baby. Come here. I know you're tired. Just because she got to mess it all up. You know we hard-headed. We hard-headed. We'll keep going and going. We hard-headed. We won't listen. Generations upon generations have been working and grinding the way we've been working and grinding. So something had to come to a pause. Something had to come to an end to get our attention and say, okay, this is not working. My body, I'm not sleeping. I have no sex drive. I've gained too much weight. My blood pressure is out of control. My diabetes is out of control. And as women, the first thing we have to pay attention is always to our bodies. That which is connected to the earth. That which is connected to the mother. So something in our bodies is out of alignment could give us an indication that something emotionally or spiritually has been out of alignment. I don't know about y'all. I do this healing work. I've been raised in over 30 years in this tradition. Last couple months, I barely had any edges. I'm glad they came back, y'all. Y'all see they came back. But life was taking me out. I'm just gonna tell you. I'm just gonna tell you I was going down, okay? But it's an invitation. Mother said, you know what, Yaya, you're working too hard. These emotions that you carry around expired. Your operating system, how you move throughout life, how you start your day. Latanya said something beautiful earlier. She said, we have, or maybe Professor Robinson, excuse me, she said we got to do more. What we were doing, we got to do more. We got to be up on it. The old systems wanted to die, and what was happening is a transformation. So I want to welcome you. I want to welcome each and every one of you on the beginning of your beginning, on the beginning of calling your life the way you want it to be. In the beginning of working less, enjoying more, and making more money. Can I get an amen? Hallelujah. Y'all put something in the chat. Come on now. Come on. Come with it. Come with it. Because here is the thing. The feminine way is attractive, right? The softness is an attraction. Y'all remember those grandmothers or someone who had this role, okay? That she had her hand on everything. She always had money in her pocket. And she never worked a day. Never worked a day. The secret is prayer. The secret is meditation. The secret is going in and maintaining that connection to the Most High. We've got it differently. They told us to go to school and have all these have children and get a husband. So we kind of got it mixed up. But the older women, they knew how to do it. My ancestors say they're from Jamaica and Haiti, and They say, you know, we don't have any history of slavery in our tradition. What we know is that we are of the land and we've always been here. Did other people come? Yes. Other people move around all the time. I'm here in Mexico. But we never had it. And so when I heard that in my mind, it did something to me. So wait a minute now. So if I'm indigenous to this land, that means pineapples, coconut, ocean, breeze, all of this stuff is mine. What am I doing? And it started to change something psychologically in my mind when I realized that I chose to tap into the sovereignty of my ancestry. And I don't know your particular practice, but I highly encourage you to connect to your ancestors. Just as we have generational curses, they say, we also have generational blessings. And for everything our people have suffered and have gone through and have prayed for and have waited for in the waters, they may not have been able to have it in that lifetime. But when you have this softness now, when you do it, you allow them to have it through you. This is why it's important for you to resurrect in this moment. This is why it's salient, because great-grandmother and them, they struggled, they had to go through stuff, they put up with stuff that maybe they didn't have the capacity and the tools that we have now to work with. Maybe they didn't have these things, but you have them. So come on, let's get into the soft life. Let's call in love, grace, and ease. Let's reparate ourselves. We're waiting for reparation. No, you do it. Because you can. And it's inside of you. And you have nothing missing, nothing broken. Yes, some things happen. I get it. Yep, I got battle scars too, baby. Come on. We're going to put the bandage on top of them. We're going to wrap them up, put a little bangles. We're going to put a little tattoo over it. We're going to put a little flower on top of it. And we're going to make it and move forward. Like the Mexicans say, they say, andale. Come on, let's do it. And so one of the things I wanted to share with you really briefly about this idea of loss, of this idea of letting go and surrender. If we are not ready to do it in this time, but you're called to do it, everything around you will be shaken. So it's best that we surrender, which, by the way, is a feminine principle. Because you know what surrender allows us to do? Be at ease. Okay. All right. You fire me? Oh, no problem. I know my source. Thank you. I minister reads it allows us to receive. It allows us to be like what? Our mother. Water. She's just one representation. So we can flow around the rough edges of life because water wears down everything. If you ever notice water, I live on the ocean, it wears down things that are hard. Give it some time. See what it do to a rod of iron. Put it in the water. Let's see. Oh, it was hard before I got in that water, but that water was gone. Pin to rust is going to wear down. Rocks, smooths over rocks. I noticed things here even around my house, like my clothes. The humidity just works through my clothes. Water and the water element, as we invite more of it into our lives, it softens us. It makes our skin supple. It makes our joints pliable. It makes everything just smooth and easy. So why not we invite the spirit of water and the deities of water into our life to help us to obtain the soft air that we deserve? Now, the soft air might look something different from each and every person. For me, soft air is like, listen, I just want good food, good music, out with my husband, and just chilling. A little bit of work, if that's what I want to do. That's my softness. But it's important to you to know what your softness looks like because you create with your mind the vision that you have. I want to share something with you. Like I mentioned, I live here in Mexico. We do indigenous healing through ceremonies and womb healing, mother wound, sexual trauma, we do all kinds of things. But I came to Mexico because of loss. Hurricane Ida, 2021, destroyed everything we had. We had a herbal business, we were thriving, we just bought a new car, getting ready to expand. Hurricane said, whoop, swooped down and took everything. And I had a friend that was here, she said, well, you're already homeless. Well, come on to Mexico. So we came here with 2 suitcases, my son and my husband, my baby at the time, baby. And I'm shortening it because there was a lot of traumatic stuff that happened between. So just wanted to say that. So we came to Mexico. We didn't know anything about Merida. We didn't know anything. My husband didn't speak any Spanish. I spoke Spanish from my travels around the world, but I was devastated. I was so sad. I love New Orleans. If you ever visit New Orleans, you love New Orleans. I love New Orleans. I had my friends there, but Spirit said, no, it's time for you to go. And so when we got here, on the first day, I was trying to get some laundry detergent, wash clothes, trying to figure out the system. Spirit said, I brought you here for you to remember who you are. I said, huh? I'm a Jamaican Haitian. I know who I am. They said, no. I'm bringing you here for you to remember who you are. So as the passage of time and sitting still with myself, because I had no friends here, really no family, I'm the black sheep, y'all. Thumbs up for the black sheep. Put a 10 in the chat if you know what it's like. Isn't it? You know how it goes. So there's no mother to call. I was recently postpartum. I had lost my whole business, so no money. I want you to hear me. I had no money. We had no money. My husband lost his job. We in Mexico, in a whole nother country a little bit. We had no money. Spirit said, I brought you here. Talking about faith, talking about surrender, talking about, oh my God. But it was at that point was an initiation that was going. I had no idea. So the illnesses I was faced with and the difficulties I had in my body, I had to go see the curandera. You know the curandera is? What they call the local, I don't even know where witch, but local witch doctor who lived in the village. I had to go see her because none of the doctor stuff was working. And they were saying, well, where are you from? You're different. Come back. I'll go back. Now I'm sitting with the curanderas in the village. I will go to the sobada. Sobada is what? The massage that is done to put us back, our organs back into place as if we were babies, where you can feel your second heartbeat. If you ever come to Mexico, I'll show you how to do it. It's amazing. What? I'm out of alignment. Yes, we as Indigenous people, we believe that your second heart is in your umbilical, in your belly button. And if you can't feel a heartbeat through your belly button, you're out of alignment. That means your emotions, your money, your relationships. And right now, you're out of alignment. Okay, andale, fix me up. I'm spending time with somebody in their villages, looking at little babies and old people coming in and getting healed. I'm just sitting there, fascinated. They're fascinated with me. Then I go to shamans. I sit in ceremony. Because this is all I had to do. I had no job. I don't know how any of this bills get paid. No idea. Spirit said, you're here to learn. You're here to reconnect. And when you reconnect, you make sure you go to all your sisters that there is softness here. Tell them about your journey on how you had to break through some mental barriers. Even between my husband and I, our roles had to flip a little bit. Yeah, that was a big transition. Tell your sisters about surrender and the power of surrender when you don't know where your rent's going to come from. You don't know where your food's going to come. How are you going to find your son special food because he has a special diet in another country? Tell them about it. Tell them that you are no different from them. Tell them about your anxiety, your depression, your liver disease, your cancer, your mother wounds, your abandonment wounds, how your first son has been missing for so many years. Tell them about it, but also show them that a soft life, in spite of it all, it's possible. And living here has taught me that our superpower truly is surrendering. I'm sorry, y'all. I had a whole bunch of notes. Y'all forgive me. Our life, our greatest life is on the inside of us. No more looking on the outside. No more searching. You ain't gonna find it. Time's up. Time's up. You have been officially born and know PSA has gone out. Ladies, we are beginning the best days of our lives. And the pain that we're feeling, the anxiety, it's just the old part of us just coming off. It's been different generations, and you just gotta peel it. And yes, because we still have connections, emotional connections, energetic connections to these things. What we can do is start to do our own cord cutting. I don't know the Spellbreaker, she's gonna come up and share some wonderful things, but do our own cord cutting. Get you a scissors, a knife or something, pray over, dedicate it, and start cutting the energetic cords that are tying you to your old self. And I release the part of me that no longer serve me. And just go over your head, go over your neck, your back. Get somebody to help you light your sage, your incense, put your music on, stand up on your altar, do it over your ancestors, or cut these things. Why? It will make you lighter. It will allow you to flow with greater ease, so your energy is not locked up in areas. So as you go through these transitions, your nervous system can be regulated to allow you to expand. One of the things of expansion is that, yes, we pray for expansion. And what I realized is, as we pray for the expansion, we also pray for a nervous system to support the expansion. I have been praying for expansion for a while now since being in Mexico, and now we're doing retreats almost every month, bringing people down. But my nervous system's like, oh, am I worthy? Here comes the mother wound. Oh, you're not worthy. Oh, something's gonna happen. Oh, this and that. No. I start speaking to my nervous system. You are strong. You are mighty. Thank you for allowing me to expand my reach. I am capable, and start building myself and also building my team. But if you ask for expansion, be ready to set the environment. Like Latanya set the environment for this container with the music and the intention and prayer. Set the environment to how you want to expand into your future. Start to ask for that nervous system. Start to ask for those comforts that you need now. And if you're not feeling like it's possible, just close your eyes and hold on to your heart and put your other hand on your womb. And sometimes you may not feel it, but that's okay. Just keep saying it. I am worthy to receive. I allow myself to receive. You got to program yourself. Just like they program these computers and these phones. And we know we keep our phones programmed and updated. Not before you. Not before you. You are the first connection. So I am worthy to receive. I allow myself to receive. Just keep saying it. No matter you don't feel it. It's working. It's working. Don't worry about it. Every day. Nights and day, in the middle of the day. It gets rough. You get a conversation or a phone call and it's just, stop. I'm worthy to receive. Remind your body, I am safe. It's safe for me to receive. A lot of us have fear of wealth because we've seen or we've been told when we get too much money, people are going to be jealous. They're going to take away this, or they're going to come after this, and they put it on the TV. And we see people who, I don't know, got some tax money and the IRS came or whatever happened. And we're like, it shall not come in my dwelling. I am protected. I am worthy to receive. And we know the blessings of our great mothers are abundant. So if you ask her for it, honey, I mean, like, let it flow to you. Let it flow to you. And then look for it. You're at the grocery store, like my sister Robinson said. Somebody want to help you with my bags? Why, yes, sir, you can. You sure can. So I want to, you ask something, you want to cook something? You hungry? Yes, ma'am. I have 2 of those chicken plates and with some extra greens on the side, please. Yes, I absolutely will. And when you do that, you're telling the universe, I'm ready, I'm open. It's not being bougie. It has nothing to do with that superficial, ego-based stuff. It has nothing to do with that. It's about your position in this world, right? Because a lot of us, now it's time for us to take our position on the throne. Sometimes you gotta step into your queendomhood. You just gotta do it. No more hiding. No more pretending. No more not being afraid to use your throat chakra and say, okay, this ain't right. That ain't right. Okay, I need you to do this. That's one thing I've had to work on, using my throat chakra. And here in Mexico, people are very friendly and you can get help with just about anything. You need a babysitter? You need a good babysitter for $300. She'll come in your house, she clean your house, take care of all your kids 8 hours a day. You can sit back and relax. Easy, all of your children. You need someone to fix your AC, be right around the corner. You need some bread, somebody's selling bread over there. You need some eggs, somebody's right there. Whatever you need is provided. And this is a constant reminder to me. All I have to do is just ask and be in a position and of the heart to receive. So ladies, we don't need to burn out. That phase is over. We're thankful for that lesson. We're thankful for that opportunity to learn. So now that we know what we don't want, right? We know the hard stuff, we don't want that. We can now focus on what we do. So 50% of our work is done. This is where the play comes in. This is where the pleasure comes in. Because guess what? We can create. Where y'all want to go? Where you want to go? Tahiti. Where are we going this year? What we doing? Okay, what you want to dress? What color you want to put on? This is where we get to that little girl inside. Because the old woman on the inside had been working, tired. Okay, now she's transformed. She's over there. Okay. Now mother's like, come on, y'all come outside and play. I got food, I got coconuts, I got mangoes, I got avocados. Underlay, come on, let's eat. This is where we are. So I want y'all to be excited about this journey that you've passed through. I want to congratulate you for all of your hard work and your dedication and your faithfulness that has got you here. Congratulations. The softness that you crave is an invitation to this playful, as Rev Coach says, juicy life that you've always desired. And now the space we're just peeling away the layers of things that no longer serve us. And we can do that through meditation, prayer, cord cutting, ritual, ceremony. You have so many tools, or none of those things. And just sit in the present, let the mother do it for us. But remember, we're in receiving mode. So we ain't really got to do all of that. But if you want to, those tools are there. I want to continue to encourage you ladies to know that your best life is still ahead of you. I don't care if you're 99 years old. It does not matter. I don't care what you've been through, because really that part of you no longer exists. And I would like to be amongst my sisters here, one of the first to welcome you to this new round, welcome you to this new phase of your wonderful and juicy and pleasurable and wealthy, that's important, y'all. We're not gonna leave that out. But we're gonna get on that money. Wealthy, new life. I pray you all enjoy it. You worked so hard. You've done the work. You cried the tears. Now it's time to reap the rewards. Those tears of the plants, your tears have watered. Those fruits are now coming into fruition. So as you sit at the table with your ancestors, as you sit at the table, eat everything. Eat into your heart's content, and then eat again. And just enjoy your life, because joy and pleasure is a medicine. And it's the medicine that we need. It's the medicine that we deserve. And it's the medicine that's going to change all of the things that we see around us in our families and our communities that are not pleasurable, or they're not sustainable. You being in your joy is everything. Thank you so much. I love you. And I thank you so much.
Thank you, Yaya, so much for your word. Oh my goodness. So yeah, so we're gonna transition a little bit. All right, so wow, you can see that we did not plan this. She's teaching things and saying things that I said and didn't even know. So just to show you. So I want us to connect with the power of Easter, the power of the resurrection in you, the power of the secret being out, that your fertility, not just for having babies, but your fertility that the rabbit represents, the sexuality that the rabbit represents is your creative power. The cross representing the vertical elevation of our spiritual selves, the vertical incline, the climb of the chakra system, whereas the horizontal represents the human self. So when we carry a cross, we are at the road of intersection. The thing, the eggs that you are the egg, you are the first cause by universal law. There's the universal law first cause, but there's the first cause of mother. The celebration of the candy and the sweetness of life. This week, no matter what you do this weekend, even if you celebrate in those traditions, you don't get to pretend like you don't know. So I want you to take a moment now. I want you to start to enter into a meditation to prepare for the next round of powerful messages that we have, which we are doing little sermonettes here, I promise you. This meditation will not be long, so take a breath. Let me settle my energy too.
We all come into the world through the mother.
Take a breath.
She is our first guru.
In through your nose.
Her mantra, her heartbeat, her love and ever-renewing source. Let us remember Ma.
In through your nose, out through your mouth.
The mother and the soul.
In through your nose and out through your mouth.
This chant is for the mother. The mother.
Place your hand on your womb.
When I think of my,
See, feel, or imagine
I change my,
the dark space of the womb.
when I think of mother, I
See the spark of life in the womb that happens when the sperm meets the egg.
This chant is for the mother.
That spark of light is you. This light. Connect to the light in the dark space, just like you.
Take refuge as your sons when I
And breathe.
When I think
Connect with the portal of light beyond the physical body. In this space, we have need of nothing. You are everything. Feel the fullness. As you feel the fullness, see the light filling up in you, in your womb, and breathe. Now let the light rise through your body, outside of your body, in your mind's eye with every breath. And in this light, see, feel, and imagine what the eggs represent for you, what the bunny represents for you, the candy, the sweetness that you crave in your life. What the Holy Mother represents for you, the big mamas in your lines, the wise women, see, feel, and imagine that they are sending you beams of light to dissolve all depression, all doubt, all worry, all fear, all heaviness, all disease, all disappointment. See, feel, and imagine that with every breath, you are now this light. That it's already done. That you are willing to rise high. That you're willing to say the next yes, because something else is required of you. And take a breath. And just open your heart, your mind, your spirit a little bit more. And when you're ready, I want you to bring your attention to our dear sister who is ready to come up and bring us another word on breaking the spell.
Greetings to the most amazing sisters in the world. All of you, because you're here, you were chosen. And we're going to talk about that in just a moment. I am Free Kinlow. I'm a spiritual advisor, a mother, honey, a favorite auntie, a guardian angel, and a best friend, all rolled up in the one. Now, I grew up in Greenville, South Carolina. If you are from the South or you know anything about South Carolina, you know it is the Bible Belt of everything. They call me different because I saw things different. I would hear things. I would know things. So some of them said I was weird, and that's okay. I took that. Yeah, and operated in it. But I am just a person, a woman, a sister, a daughter of the great mother who loves operating in my gift of delivering messages, my gift of offering clarity, my gift of loving on you so that I can help usher you into the healing for yourself and your growth. I just love it, right? Now, when LaTanya talked about this revival, I was very excited because I was given an assignment. They said the time is running out, that we have to move. Women who look like us have to move because we have forgotten our place. We've forgotten who we are. They asked me if I knew why our bodies were sometimes expanded, why we had fluffier bodies. And I'm like, no, but I sure want to know because I've been working on this for a long time and it's staying. Well, what they told me was because we have the capability for that. We are the expansion. We are the cosmos. We are the ones. Now, this came from the spirit realm. It is us. So when she gave the title, she said one of the words she had spell breaker. One of the title things had spell breaker in it. Well, that hit my whole soul because I am fully aware, as are you, that we are under a spell. When we don't remember who we are, that's blinding. That's a spell. When she said, okay, I'm going to give you the spell breaker. I said, okay, well now, what do y'all want me to do? What do you want me to do? Now, y'all, that's source. That's the great mother. Great mother, what do you want me to do? How do you want me to teach them how to break the spell? So the first thing that she did was told me to look up what it means to break a spell. I said, okay. I looked it up and it said to free from illusion, false belief, or enchantment, right? Well, now we are under the illusion that we are just lowly old women. We are under the illusion that we don't birth the whole world. We are under the illusion that all we are good for is in the kitchen and cooking. That's it. We are under the illusion that we don't have the pussy portal. Yes, I said it, right? Then I looked again. I said, okay, well, let me get to another definition of what it means to break a spell. So when I looked it up again, it said to bring an end to magic. You see, the magic was done to us because they put the man in front of us. They put Jesus on the cross. They told us that Jesus, the only way that you can get to God, they didn't tell you that God was the woman, the great mother, was to go through Jesus. So that means you got to go through a man to get there. That's still yet diminishing us, telling us that we ain't as powerful as we are. Baby, we are power. It is us. It is us. Do you hear me? You, the matriarch, you are the power. So I said, okay, I got it. I looked it up. Still yet. Now, this was last night. Still yet. I didn't know what I was going to do. I said, now, y'all told me to move, but I'm trusting you. Give me something. So I get in the bed after I'm doing some things online. I get in the bed. Now, I have 2 anklets that I have been wearing for 3 years. I get in the bed. Everything is fine. I look down. Now, one of the anklets is white. The other one is blue and yellow. If you know about Yemoya and Oshun, then you know that's why I had that on my ankle, right? Well, when I looked down, the anklet was broken. Now it didn't pop, it just looked like it was severed. I still didn't put 2 and 2 together that this was breaking the spell. I had no idea. So I spoke to my beautiful friend who is here with us, the beautiful Kelly. I spoke to her on the phone last night and I said, well, let me get ready for bed because I got to get up early in the morning. Got to get myself together, mind right. Well, when I looked at the time, I said, let me set my clock so I can get up early. It said 12:33. Now, hang with me, roll with me. I love numbers, so I'm going to give them to you. 12:33. 1 plus 2 is 3. Plus 3 plus 3 is 9. Still didn't pay no attention to it. I said, because I've been seeing double numbers a lot lately, which says, all right, things are happening. We moving. Well, I am also a dreamer. So I go to sleep. If I dream something, honey, if I tell you that it's getting ready to snow, you better get your coat. I don't care if it's July or not. You better get ready because it's going to snow. So I have this beautiful dream. And in the dream, they said, this is how you break the spell. What they did was they had me to do the song Wade in the Water. And they showed all of these women coming up out of the water. And they were singing Wade in the Water. Oh my God. And I'm just looking and looking. And then it flipped and it showed men. And they said, and then you got to do the oath. And I said, what kind of oath? I don't know oath. They said a military oath. Now, I didn't know nothing about there was a military oath, right? So I woke up, it was like 5:53. I woke up, I was like, whoo. Now, 5:53, when we first started this process, what's that? 5:53, that's 13, that's 4. When we first started this process on last Friday, I pulled goddess cards and the card was number 13 and it was Oya. So you know that Oya is the wind and she clearing stuff out, right? I cuss, so I'm trying not to cuss for y'all. But she clearing stuff all the way out, right? I said, good gracious, okay, 5:53, that's the number again. I'm looking up all this stuff. I look up Eve, I look up all the things that has to do with it. And I said, oh my goodness, 12:33, that's a 9. That's the number of completion, the true number of completion. 7 is completing a cycle, but 9 is completing it where we no longer have to face it again. So what we are going to do, beautiful sisters that are here, is we are going to break the spell. If you are here, that meant that you have already agreed to break the spell. That meant that you chose this when you came here so that you can stop everything that has to do for your lineage. Now, not only are you going to break the spell for yourself, you're going to break it for generations to come. And then you're going to go back and break it for those that came before you. And we're going to free them up out of this water. Now, again, none of us knew what the other one was going to do. And water has been the whole theme. You know why? Because it started in the water. Wade in the water. We thought that Big Mama was just singing old hymns. She just singing, wade in the water. We thought it was just a hymn. We didn't know that that was where the magic takes place, baby. We didn't know that that was shaking some stuff up. We had no idea. So now, all of you, we getting ready to break this spell. I'm going to ask that you take yourself off mute because this is for you. I don't care what you sound like. They don't care. I don't care whether you know all the words or not. But we getting ready to break these spells. We going all the way back to the great mother because she was placed in that. We going all the way back and we going to free the chains from her. We're going to free the chains. Now listen, you're coming up out the ocean when you do this, not because you were a slave, but because it started with the water. That's the lock-in, is the water. So we are going to sing Wade in the Water. Now, as you sing this song, you may, I don't know if they're going to come through and start saying something or not, but you may hear me tell you different things. But the first thing you're going to imagine is you are freeing the great mother, right? The next thing you will imagine is you're going to free all of the women that came before you, the one that paved the way for you. You are going to free them. And then you're going to free yourself and come all the way up out that water. And we're going to walk on the land and we're going to take back our land and we're going to sit on the throne. Even the Pope know that we are the main ones because he got a black Madonna sitting up above his head. Even he knows better.
Right?
So we are going to sing the song Wade in the Water now. How many of y'all know how many times we're going to sing it? How many times we going to sing it? You better say it. You better say it. Now, this is for you. What you put in it is what you going to get out of it. You hear me? Again, I don't care what you sound like. How many of y'all know when two or more are gathered?
Yes.
Especially when we are powerful and we got the portal, it's gonna happen. You got me? We gonna shake it up. You hear me? I'm gonna count it out. I'm gonna count out to 9. Y'all, I'm so excited. I left them a message this morning. I was about to bounce out of my whole body because I kept saying, ooh, 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 ooh. We cutting it up today, baby. We stopping all of it. All right? We get ready to sing this song. And then after we sing Wade in the Water and you see yourself sit on that throne, you take back your land. Now listen, you can't just come up out the water and not walk to the land. You got to walk on water because you got that power. Walk on water, and then take your seat on the throne. We're going to do an oath. We're going to do an oath, and we clearing this. We taking all of it back. Our power and everything else. We are the matriarchs, baby. We taking it all back. All right? Now, those of you who are on mute, still you can sing. I want everybody to sing. Again, I don't care what you sound like. Listen, I ain't no singer. Now, I might carry the note across the street, but I ain't about to bring it back, okay? That's all I'm going to give you, because I can't give you no more than that. All right. Take a breath, ladies. Take a breath. Even the meditation that LaTanya just did set you up perfectly for this. You can't make this stuff up. Ooh, take a breath. See yourself in that water. At the bottom. With the great mother. Way in the water. Way in the water. Children. In the water. God's water. In the water.
In the water,
God is gonna trouble in the water. In the water, God is gonna trouble.
Time, God, wait
in the water.
The water
And God
rise on the troubled
in the water. This is your affirmation, daughters of the Great Mother. This is your affirmation. Let's see if we can put it in front of. All right. Now, where you see the lines, this is for you to state your name. This is for you to say your name. And say your government name, your nickname, whatever, all of it, because we want to cover it all of it.
Yeah.
All right? And we can say this together. I know it's to y'all, it may sound like a lot of noise, but when I tell you the spirit realm reacts to that, what they think is a lot of noise, oh, it's shaking stuff. All right? We are ready. I,
Williams Fuzzy, I am a daughter of the Great Mother. I'll now rise and take my place. I break all spells intended or cast to keep my rightfully ours. I acknowledge that I am here to do a mighty work. I know that I'm not my sister's keeper. I am free. From this day forward, I call all my power back.
All my power.
And so it is.
So it is. Yes. And so it is.
Oh, I love y'all so much. I'm over here tingling and I'm trying to tell them, okay, y'all, we done. I am so grateful for this moment. I am so grateful that all of you matriarchs agreed to rise. I love you with the love of the Great Mother. Keep on doing what you do, baby, and walk in your gifts.
Sit with this for a minute. Take it in and breathe it. Slow it down. And take it in.
Rise and take it. Oh, so baby. And then cast. I acknowledge that I am here.
Put yourself on mute. Everybody put yourself on mute. Talk to her. Talk to the divine mother. These are your waters. You wade in your waters. You wade in creativity. Yeah. Wow. It's revival time. She is risen because you say so. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Ashe, ashe, ashe. And now we move a little higher. This is our closing. You will have one last exercise. This replay will be available if you do have to go, but I pray that you will make this, stay with us. You're worth it. I'm sure that it took you a lot to get here. So you're worth giving yourself this moment. My next sister we're passing the mic to is talking to you from the answered call or the answered prayer. And I pass the mic to my sister.
Hola. Can you hear me?
Hola, yes.
Loud and clear.
Okay. Ache. I am so beyond grateful to be here. I wasn't sure. I didn't know what to expect. Could you guys see me? I can't. I just want to make sure that I'm centered.
Yeah, go ahead. Just talk.
Okay. Thank you. And I'm a little shaky. I didn't know what to expect. Rev Coach called me and said, it's time to do this. We talked about this, I want to say, in 2012. And we didn't know what the call was going to be. But we knew that when it was time, it was going to happen. And it is happening now. This is something that I received so much from every single one of you. Rev Coach, I love you. Latoya, thank you. Free, thank you. Jaja, I wrote down the Jemaja incarnated Jemaja. And it has just been such an honor to be here because I'm going through a great transformation in my life. And Mother said, go here and be here. I was with Jemaja yesterday in the ocean preparing for this today. I rose up today, ready. I did my hair. I was so excited because now I'm like, okay, now I have to give because I received so much from every single one of you. You touch my soul. You touch my heart. You touch my womb. And now I'm ready to give it back to you. And so I'm just going to take a moment and share a mantra that was gifted to me by my ancestors that reminded me of who I am. And that's what I do. I help people remember who they are, infinite beings, infinionaires. And so something that Latoya said when she was talking reminded me of this mantra. And so she was talking about the I am and what we are. And it reminded me of this mantra. I am the mountains. I am the trees. I am the morning, dusk, and the breeze. I am the wind. I am the water. I am the fire burning within. I am the rain. I am the hurricane. I am the sun, storm, the ocean, rivers, lakes. I am the deep blue sea. Jemaja, I am. And today I'm here to share with you part of my journey was that I've been the black sheep. I've been the black sheep for so long. Reverend Coach said something when she started about how we have to be the mother, the priestess in our family. And I had to do that in my family. 2023 was a year for me that it just, every time it was an opportunity to evolve. I've been estranged from my family for a very long time, my blood family for a very long time. And in 2023, I was called to connect with my birth mother, right? And I've been estranged from her for a very, very long time. And so for a long time, I had made peace, and I was like, well, you know, she doesn't want to talk to me. It is what it is. And so then through this process. So this is like an anniversary. At that time, nothing is coincidence. And so I started doing this forgiveness prayer. And I was asking for forgiveness for everyone that has ever harmed me, anyone that I have ever harmed, my mother, my sister, everyone, sisters. And so I started writing to them. And I had already written to my mom. I wrote to my sisters, and I told them, I forgive myself for not being the best sister, the best daughter, the best person that I could have been. And I hope that you could forgive me too. And that was the beginning. And I wrote that without any intention of what was going to happen. I did that for me. I've been doing this work for me. And so when I did that, the gates just opened up and everything started happening. So that was in April. Come August, I get a call that I had to go check on my mother. My mother's 80 years old. I hadn't seen her in about 10 years. And so I got a call that I had to check on her because nobody was checking. They called the police. The police wasn't doing a check-in. So I was like, of course I'm going to go check on my mom. And so when I went and I saw her in that moment, I realized that this was not about me at all. Any anger, any thoughts that I felt, any idea that I had about what a confrontation with my mom would be like, that was out the window. I saw my mom looking completely different than what I remember. And I just knew in that moment that it was just time to work and to just be there, to be present in that moment. And in that moment, the first thing that my mother said to me was that when she was 6 years old, her brother raped her. When my mother said that to me, it answered absolutely every question that I ever had, every thought that everything that I ever felt that I wasn't. I mean, everything was just lifted. And right then I knew why I was there. I knew why I am who I am. I knew why I was born into this family. I knew what forgiveness truly meant. And I was in love. I was in love, and I was able to hear her. And she said so many things. I recorded it. She said so many things, and I just listened. I listened, and I cried with her. And then, of course, in the next moment, she cussed me out and was so angry with me for abandoning her. And, you know, so many different things came out. And she's in the space in her life where, you know, she's not able to remember things like I remember. She doesn't even know my life, how I lived, because she was completely captivated in her own life, doing the best she could with 6 children, 6 of us. One came after me. And this was her life. And that energy and the trauma that she had, she got from her mom. And her mom got it from her mom. And see, I come from the islands, Borinquen, I'm a Taína. And so this incest that exists in the world exists very highly in my world. That was, you know, that was what I came through, what I came from. And this energy that exists through our mothers, it goes on and continues in that darkness of that womb. That is where we curate. And when we come out, we have all of these things with us that we didn't even know were ours, because we don't know about this connection, about this darkness that is in us, that is a wonderful thing that we're taught to hate. And so I had to go through my life learning through these challenges and being afraid to speak. I spoke about, I have to say this because, see, when the mother has this trauma, it carries out to the offspring, right? So my abuse started when I was 5 years old. My mom started when she was 6. It started in me when I was 5. I learned that only last year. I thought that my abuse started when I was 8 years old. And so for some reason, 8 and 5, I was like, when I found out that it was 5, I was like, why is it such a big deal? Why is this hitting me so hard that it was 5 instead of 8? You know, I'm 53 years old now. I carried it my whole life. Why is that bothering me so much now? And it is because when you are before the age of 7, there's something that's going on in here that if you get trauma before that age, you end up like my mother. My mother, she's where she is, and she's encapsulated in that time. And her only freedom is what I'm able to give her. Is me freeing myself, I free her. And so her chance to life is me. And I'm grateful and honored to be able to give her this and to be able to break those spells. Ache, to breaking those spells. And thank you so much, Free, for this freedom that you have granted me tonight. And I know that it wasn't just you. I understand. I get it. It is all the mothers, all of that. So thank you all for granting me this freedom and for giving me this courage to speak to you in this way today. When I learned that it was 5 instead of 8, and I knew what I could have became and who I came here to be, my whole world transformed, my entire world, okay? And so I was put in a place where I could only focus on myself and work on myself. And it wasn't until this is my first time out in 2 years, and only because it's Rev Coach, Ache Rev Coach, because if it wasn't her, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have came out of my cocoon, but I knew that I had to come out. And so in this process that has happened, I'm coming to you in the process, not, oh, I'm finished and I've done my healing and now I'm so great. No, baby, I'm in it right now. I'm in it right now, in this moment right now. Okay. So everything in your life, when it is time for you to grow and evolve, everything in your life will be challenged. I'm giving an example of this. Relationships, every single relationship in your life, if it is not aligned for your benefit, for your highest good, and that's what you've been asking for, it will be removed so that you can work on yourself for yourself. Okay. I've spent years giving myself away to other people, giving of myself, thinking, because, you know, Boricuas, we already have this attitude, right? And so I always thought I was the shit. So it was like, I never thought that I had an issue with confidence or anything like that. But when you get broken down by a big mama, oh, she's going to tear you down all the way to your nakedness so that you can really see what it is. So I am in the process of recognizing even further who I am. I am an infinite, I am an infinionaire. I've been calling myself that for years. When you call yourself anything, the great mother is going to be like, is that who you are? Let's see it. So I've been showing and improving and proving who I am to myself, to me. So in coming here today, in this time, it was, and to be received by so many great matriarchs that are here, it has been my place to be like, I'm here. I am. And it is just the most beautiful experience that I can share with you, is the knowing who you are. Not because somebody told you, not because somebody says they think you're like this, not because you look like this or that or the other, but because you are. And I'm getting this. I am getting this. I've always had an idea, you know, but this knowing is a different kind of feeling, is this knowing. And I have to share, I know that you guys are seeing this. This is my acronym. I minister sexual energy Goddess 13. That is who I am. I've been that for many, many lifetimes, and many, many lifetimes I got for it. I got burnt for it. I got so many different things happening. In this lifetime, I get to speak it and I get to share it with the world, and I'm good. I am so divinely protected. So divinely protected that it's like I recognize that this meat suit is the meat suit. I am beyond this meat suit. I am always and forever I am. So this energy that I hold here is something that assisted me in my healing. This is called Orgone. This is Orgone energy batteries. It's what I named it, but this is Orgone technology. This is chi. This is prana. This is ache. This is life force. This, what is in here, is in you. It is in us. So this is a technology that is necessary now because of what they're doing to our minds. They're trying to stop us from being who we are, and they can never stop it. So there are many people that are using this kind of organic formula. This formula helped me to meditate. It helped me so that I can see myself. And this is a formula. You see it here like this, but this is the ocean. This is the earth. This is the air. This is everything that is inside of you, your life force. That is what it is. And another time, Orgone energy, you look it up and you're going to see what, like this is just so that you can get this picture of what it is. Because although all of this is inside of us, this is something that when it comes to us attaining our infinite selves, our beings, there is a greater plan for us to exist in infinite abundance. But for now, it's just so that you could see that this, and I know you feel it. Let me just show you another form. This was gifted to me. The knowledge of this was gifted to me divinely through my ancestors when I started going through my process in 2012. And when I did that, they gave me everything that I needed to know so that I could do these things that I've never done in my physical life. But when I tuned in and tapped in and started doing what I do, then everything started coming out like water. And so this information, there are other Orgone engineers that do it privately because it's a very powerful thing that, we don't really like to talk about it too much publicly. But I say all of that to say is that is us. That is within us. That is inside of us. And this technology, the reason why it is so important to access the physical technology of this, whether you're gathering your crystals and your metals and you're doing all of the creative things that nature is calling you to do, the reason why that is so important is because in this technological age, part of the plan is to eliminate a lot of our people, right? Through the energy that they're sending in the skies. You've heard about chemtrails. They're putting in the food. They're putting it in all kinds of things, shots, all kinds of things. They're trying to stop what is unstoppable. This time here is unstoppable. It cannot be stopped. So there are resources, tons of resources that we can use for our own healing. One of the things that I do in my teaching is to teach people your energetic system, because when you know yourself, you'll know how to work things out. And everyone on this panel here has gotten to that point where they recognize what it is and they have their healing modalities that are so important and so powerful. And the most important thing that I've seen through this evening, through this revival, is the importance of your individuality, your identity, what you do, essential to the elevation of this planet. And so we have all of the tools, we already have them to do it. This fear that is going around, those are all distractions. Everything that is happening is for this preparation, for this time that is here for us now. The last shall be first. That is the truth. Just as, people of color have suffered so much, can we just agree that the divine feminine, the woman, the wombstress, has suffered since forever, since the beginning of time. And it is our time now to take that all over, turn it around, and do what we naturally do, what we organically do. I am so grateful and thankful for the people that are connected to this now, because your connection is not a coincidence. I am so grateful and thankful for Juicy. I'm so grateful for what Rev Coach has been doing, because she didn't even touch on the things that she knows, the things that she's learned, the things that she's done, the places that she's traveled, the gifts and the gems that she's gathered, right? but she has been so consistent with her work, going through one of the things that, and I'm not going to give her too much of her business, but one of the things that we have in common is the entertainment world. And so we both come from that entertainment world. And when you go into that entertainment world, that industry is going to knock you off your socks, because in that industry, they know the magic. They know what to use. They know what not to use. They know who to suppress. They know, I mean, it's a completely, when you're in that world, to be able to get out of it with a sound mind it's like a graduation. So I just want to tell, I Minister Rev Coach, that I am just so honored, and I want to give you all of your flowers. Look, this got flowers in here. Look, flowers for you, because you did it. You came through. You're here, and you're creating from what you have, from all of the food that you ate, all of these lessons, all of these gifts that you have attained. You're giving them right back. You're giving them all away, and I'm so proud of you. I'm so grateful for you. I'm excited to be on this journey along with you. I'm grateful that everybody has taken their time to be here. You guys will definitely know where to find me. I respect and honor all of your time. I feel like this was absolutely for me, for my healing. And I mean, I feel a little bit selfish because I got so much out of it. And I just hope that I was able to share that with you as well. And I want to end it with another mantra that was given to me. Song is something that in the entertainment industry, I am a singer, but I use my skills in that world. And I was one of those people that I didn't want to take the contract. I took one of the contracts when I was very young. My mom, signed it. And so I did that. And I learned very, very quickly that what they were interested was my vagina. They wanted to have my vagina and have other people go inside of it and stuff like that. So I was like, no, thank you. And so I said no to that. And when you say no to that in that world, you're gonna get blackballed a little bit. And so it was, I stopped singing, and I said, I'm not gonna sing again. I'm not gonna sign another contract. I'm not gonna sign another record deal. I chaired to the Priority Records, thank you so much, and to everything that's ever happened. But I knew that I wasn't gonna do that anymore. And I started singing again it was around 2000, maybe it was like around 2000. No, I'm sorry. It was 2010. And I really started singing it because I started getting all of these messages. And I knew that it was just so for myself, because, when you're in the entertainment industry, there is a program that you're still following. It was semi-pro program. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, I knew I wanted to be a star and all of these things. And so there were some things that I was willing to do. One of those things was compromise my work.
Hello. You know how long it took before you said hello?
So with that, I'm just gonna take a deep breath. That's it. So when when I was doing, would never go back into that world in that capacity. So when I started singing again, it was the songs that were for me. And I was instructed to go to sing them to Mother, to sing them to the earth. And my audience became the trees and the waters. And, I started to do my performances privately for them. And it completely changed my life. And the healing that I've gotten from it is immeasurable. It is immeasurable, the healing that I got. So I will leave you with this one. When I feel the sound of music vibrating in me, I take hold of the energy and the frequency. My soul must sing. Every tune that comes through me brings balance to my being. I have the power to change the direction me through sound. I have the power to change the direction in me. I am creation, I am animation. I am the brightest vibrant star in all of the constellations. I am zip, pep, pizzazz, punch, bounce, moxie, mojo, whatever you call it. I am. Ache, 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 ache. Ache, 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 ache. Ache, 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 ache. Ache, 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 ache. Ache, ache, ache. Triste, ache, ache, ache. Triste, ache. Ache, ache. Ache, 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 ache. Triste, ache, ache, ache. Triste, ache. Ache, ache. H, 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 13. Gracias, gracias, gracias.
Goodness, my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My heart is so full, so full. So we are closing this out. I thank you to my sisters for trusting me. Sometimes when you have the vision, you think that other people can get it when you just invite them to it. So thank you for trusting me. Thank you for being a midwife in this space. Thank you for being the oracles that you are. And most of all, thank you for your service to women. And we're not popular. We don't have 100,000 followers. We don't have that, but we're doing work that is priceless beyond those numbers. But one day you're going to pick up and you're going to see that we've done the work such that, because none of us are hustling to be seen. We're hustling to be private citizens that own our land, that the government cannot dictate what we do, to be self-sufficient, to be able to move in the land, to discharge debt. And in order for women to work with us, we have to qualify you. And so that's why you don't see us just out here just selling. But it is a beautiful thing because we need each other right now. These are your sisters. I've created a community for you, for us to stay in touch, continue the conversations, because we've been talking about menopause, perimenopause, childbirth, pleasure and orgasms. It's time for us to take Shift Talk to the next level. And we cannot do that on these platforms that censor us, that control the algorithm. We are the algorithm. Value community spaces like this. We are the algorithm. Put that in the chat. I am the algorithm. I am the algorithm. Make sure you follow every sister here, but the contact information, yes, put it in the chat. Now let's close out with an exercise, so you didn't just come to Juicy Church. You didn't just come to the sanctuary just to be inspired, just to say a good shout. We've done that before. I want to present to you an opportunity to close out this process and take control of your resurrection like never before. I want to give you the opportunity to close out this process of getting off of the cross. I want you to consider your 7 last words. You see, we didn't do the traditional way today. Well, tell me if you did not hear, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do in our story. Tell me that you didn't hear, today thou shalt be with me in paradise. You can if you choose. Tell me you didn't hear, woman, behold thy son and thy mother. Tell me you heard, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? Tell me you heard, I thirst because you know you've been dehydrated. Tell me that you haven't been dehydrated because you've disappeared. You've been on the fence. You've been in survival mode. You've been trying, some of you have gone back to traditional church because you just needed a place to release. You forgot the tools that you paid for, that you went through rites of passage to receive. You forgot the sacred names that you've called, the books that you've read. The moment that the government comes online and tells you something, they're gonna tell you more than this. This eclipse season is a new beginning. Pluto in Aquarius is a new beginning. Tell me that you don't see from last year that it is finished. The old world is fallen and the new world is being resurrected, but the fight is happening. The spiritual warfare is happening because you are the battery. Your records have been buried beneath where the Pope lives, all of the records. They burned the books. They burned the records. So you don't know that you are indigenous to the land. You don't know that there's an indigenous act that is put in place when the Pope came to visit. That when the Pope apologized and said, Jesus is not coming back. He said, we owe reparations. You weren't paying attention, perhaps. Because every time there's a major event in the mainstream, there's another event happening that's changing laws and money. Tell me you didn't see the seventh word, Father, into thy hands I commit my spirit, in all of what we said. Because today your assignment today is for you to write your 7 last words. Go through those words. Where do you need forgiveness? Where do you need to change and focus on those who are in the temple with you? They asked Jesus, where is your mother? He said, my mother is in the temple with me, the temple. Stop taking for granted the sisters who are on the journey with you because you're still looking for acceptance from your bloodline. Play such a big enough game that when you are living well, when you are in that paradise state, they listen to you. Earn the right to direct the family, to be the marketplace woman, to be the medicine woman, to be the solution. Earn the right. Woman, behold thy son. This whole country has been built on masonry. My son. The Greeks who take oaths to organizations are all about you taking oath to yourself. I thirst. When you get thirsty, where do you go get? You don't drink salt water. But some of us keep on drinking the salt water and Jesus says, pass this bitter cup from me. Christ consciousness. They built the Jesus story from ISIS. We've all been lied to. And we go to Jesus in the old scriptures and the old hymns because that's what our grandmothers sang. So when we sing the songs that they sang, we tap into the line. We tap into the main line. Jesus on the main line. Tell him what you need because you're talking to ISIS. ISIS, I am. And today declare, it is finished. Stop dancing with your trauma. Stop dancing with your wound. It will come up sometimes to dance, but you got to learn the feminine arts and get tools on how to move it when it comes, not to deny it, not to spiritually bypass it. And today we're asking you, Mother, into thy hands. We've been committing our spirit into the Father, into the patriarchy for too long. But when they traced your epigenetics, when they trace your mitochondrial DNA, when they talk about the beginning, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and then there was a story about an Eve and Lilith. And Lilith is only practiced by the one of, oh God, I don't want to get political. So let me calm down. What's your 7 last words? What's your 7 last words? I want you to look it up on the internet. You go right to the good old Google, the 7 last words, and I want you to write them for yourself. So however you celebrate on Easter, however you celebrate resurrection, if you don't celebrate all, you could do spring equinox. The indigenous did the spring equinox. You are the tabernacle, you are the temple, you are the church, you are the sacred praise. However you do it, declare yourself risen. Before this solar eclipse, commit yourself into the mother's spirit. And if this is uncomfortable for you, there'll be resources in the community that I put together for you to go to. I sent you the link. I'll send it to you one more time. Thank you so much for coming. I've created a free group for us because, to be honest with you, I've been struggling with Facebook and trying to keep the group alive. But I'm telling you, the handwriting is on the wall, just like it is for our money, for our land, for how we think about money. We need to learn how to become our own banks. We need to do business together. And the other thing is, you have to do the work just to be able to get into some of the spaces that Mari has, that Latoya has. And so I've created a space where other midwives who are of this consciousness will join. Some of you came to us and said, what do I do during COVID? You waited until COVID to want to be sovereign. You waited till COVID to want to declare your religious rights. You are already the church, but you got to start acting like it. So I've created a special for you to enjoy the Fab Factor, a self-study. And these women, these midwives, these oracles, ministers have said that they will work with me to work with you. It is only $197 now. Self-paced. We go live on the 8th. I promise.
I lost sound. Did everyone else?
Yes.
Whatever, he's invested.
Reverend Latanya, you're on mute.
You were in its commission.
It looked like she might be coming back looking at the chat.
Grand Risings family, my screen is saying leave me.